Hi, I'm Mayor Todd Gattell, and I'm so pleased to be with you today. The City of Rowlett Charter requires that I provide you, the Rowlett citizen, with an update each year called the State of the City. This address is a wonderful opportunity to showcase all of the projects, events, and progress our great city has made this past year. Long speeches can be quite monotonous, no matter how exciting the material. So we've decided to make this a much more interactive experience and take this show on the road and actually show you firsthand what the city has accomplished this past year. We will be taking a journey through the 4 seasons, and by the end, hopefully you'll be as excited to live in Rowlett as I am. Our journey begins this evening in spring. So let's start off with community engagement and talk about one of my favorite programs, Rowlett, My Community, My Money, My Choice. This program began in March. We held 25 meetings in 6 weeks throughout March, April, and May. And folks, when I tell you that that's a lot of meetings, we had meetings in living rooms, we had meetings at the community center, we had meetings all over town. We had over 500 people participate, and 60% of those indicated that the taxes they were paying were low to about right. 74% said they would support a tax increase to sustain city services at their current levels. My next favorite program is Realize Rowlett 2020. The city's comprehensive plan update and community vision plan began in April with a community open house, then a planning charrette in May. We appointed a steering committee, a blue ribbon steering committee, including city council members, members of the Planning and Zoning Commission, Parks Advisory Board, Economic Development Advisory Board, Rowlett Chamber of Commerce representatives, a member of the Downtown Association, and city staff. In addition to all of those meetings, that was not enough. We also held meetings to talk about the Coyle House and its meeting reuse. We also met to talk about the upper pressure plane issue that we have in our northwestern quadrant of the city. We also had meetings about Katy Park to talk about the design of that particular park. We held meetings on the 2009 Alley Project public meeting to talk about our success and where we're at with our alley development. And DART, we had a 7-day road closure and that public meeting. So let's talk about community events, and I love community events. We had our Paddle Point Park event. That dedication was on May 10th. That's the 30th paddle trail designated by the State of Texas Parks and Wildlife. In addition to that, we had our pet adopt-a-thons. We had 5 low-cost vaccination and microchip events held at the animal shelter. We had our extraordinary egg hunt and Easter Puppalooza event. That was a lot of fun, and I know the kids really enjoyed themselves. We also celebrated the many cultures in our community through Diversity Day. Additionally, we held a Memorial Day Chut-a-Truck event, not only to honor the veterans, but get our children involved as well through understanding all the different types of vehicles that are used throughout a daily activity. In addition to that, we also celebrated the opening of Kenwood Heights, the completion of the construction project, and this goal was really to thank our citizens, and we had a picnic that we held in Kenwood Heights Park. With PGBT and DART construction seriously impacting the motoring public, the police department designated one of their own senior staff members to be the tireless advocate of the Rowlett citizens with all of the various contractors and agencies. This action measurably reduced all of the traffic headaches experienced by Rowlett residents. The fiscal year 2011-2012 budget planning begins. Successful planning stewardship, that's really what this is all about. We spent many meetings for over this past year talking about budgets and ways that we can be more frugal and be good stewards of the money. The 2-year budget ensures 24 months of financial stability. In addition to that, we also have a 5-year financial model. This really helps lead and guide us to make sure that we don't have any surprises. And the audit results were presented with no findings. Outstanding job. Our city council elections were also held. And what an event that was. We had a runoff election, and then we had another election, a special election on top of that. Things really heat up in the summer. We started off with our community engagement. Realize Rowlett 2020 process continues with 4 more community meetings. Our Rowlett Road Phase 2 construction meeting was also held. We had Dow Rock truck route meeting to talk about the routing of trucks on Dow Rock Road. We had Project Edge lease meeting, and we also had a town hall meeting. All of these things going on during our summer months. Kicking off our community events for summer, we had fireworks on Main. What a terrific event and evening it was, followed by movies on Main that ran through the fall. We had the Pet Adopt-a-thon event. We had 6 low-cost vaccination clinic and microchip clinics held at the animal shelter. And finally, our boards and commissions volunteer fair. What an evening it was. I'd like to take a moment to talk a little bit about our fire department. We deployed firefighters to Possum Kingdom, Bastrop, Ennis, and Travis counties to fight the terrible brush fires. In addition to that, our firefighters, our men and women in uniform, endured 70 days of triple-digit heat. We had 37 fires, but no injuries. We conducted 166 community outreach events throughout the year and interacted with over 7,720 citizens. And our city council was even busier this summer. We voted to replace the aging 911 system, and in the police department, they also implemented the Dallas County scofflaw program. Our employee pension was addressed, and we also identified the funding for that. Council met several times with staff to understand the Texas Municipal Retirement System, TMRS, and city benefits. We requested a TMRS and benefits survey that consisted of 26 competitive Metroplex cities. Overall, we reduced the cost of living allowance from 70% to 50%, eliminated the supplemental death benefit, and we reduced our unfunded liability by $500,000. We held 2 budget hearings and a city council runoff and mayoral election as well. Our city council creates a new appointment in the process for board and commission members. Council wanted to ensure the maximization of talent, matching the right applicant to the right board. We created an interview and 2-part orientation process designed to prepare our citizen volunteers to be an effective member of their respective board. We interviewed 57 applicants over 4 evenings. Additionally, Rowlett Road Phase 2 construction begins. Improvements will extend from just north of Miller Road to Century Drive, and multiple joint meetings with the City Council, Planning and Zoning Commission on Realize Rowlett 2020. And after an extremely hot summer, we're going in to talk about one of my favorite seasons, and that's fall. As you'll notice behind me, I thought it was very appropriate that we shoot from the deck at the community center so we could highlight one of our projects that we had this season was really the dedication of the Coil House, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. And with the beginning of fall also means the beginning of school. So we redesigned the While You Wait program and relaunched it when school returned. The While You Wait program was really designed by the Parks and Recreation and Library. They came together to address a need in our community. That need was real simple, to cut down on the amount of school kids hanging around downtown after school. This is a supervised program of after-school activities at the library for Coil Middle School and Rowlett High School students. This program serves over 100 youth each day during the school year. And the core curriculum, well, that's real simple. It includes nutrition, physical fitness, and civic awareness. Scenic Point Park was also another important event that we had. We held our design meeting. This is something that we've been waiting for a very long time. This park is one of the entrances to our community and needs to be done right. And we got the citizens to provide their input and their vision of what do they see for that park. We also had many community meetings. First, we met about the upper pressure paint solution. We had several construction meetings. We also met with DART, where DART had a construction meeting to provide their updates. We met with the folks on Toller Road to talk about their safety concerns. We changed the address on Liberty Grove to President George Bush Turnpike. We had our first Mayor's Quarterly HOA President's Meeting. That event went extremely well. And finally, our National Night Out. We visited 14 neighborhoods in literally about 2.5 hours. We split up as a council, and that's almost double the number of folks that participated in the event the year before. In terms of community events, what a fall it was. We had our Pet Adopt-a-thon event. It went extraordinarily well. We had 5 low-cost vaccination and microchip events held at the animal shelter. And of course, behind me, as we talked about before, we had the Coiled House dedication. Thank you very much to Vernon and Lorraine Schrady. They donated $150,000 for the repairs, which included a new roof, windows, paint, and more. We had the Boo Bash at the Rowlett Community Center, followed up by the Holiday Parade and Festival and Light Up Main tree lighting festivities. I'd like to take a moment to talk about our Rowlett Police Department. I'd like to brag a little bit. We reduced our crime rate by 13.3% overall. We also doubled the number of crime watch groups this year from 10 to 20. Absolutely outstanding. That really says a lot about our neighborhoods. The Rowlett Police Department is also the 2011 finalist for the International Association of Chiefs of Police Community Policing Award, recognizing the department's problem-oriented policing philosophy, which emphasizes forming partnerships within the community to fight crime, as well as empowering officers to take advantage of the initiative to solve crime-related issues and their respective areas. I'd like to take a moment to also talk a little about some of the events at City Council. Our Realize Rowlett 2020 Comprehensive Plan Update was formally adopted by Council on September 20th. The fiscal year 2011-2012 budget was adopted and went into effect October 1st. This is the 7th straight year with the same tax rate for our city. Did you hear me, folks? The 7th straight year. This is absolutely outstanding. It really shows you the financial stewardship of our council and also the hard work and effort put forth by staff. And finally, our city's AA+ bond rating was upheld. So that wraps up our fall, and let's talk a little bit about winter. In our final season this evening, we'd like to begin with community engagement. Let's start off with talking about the volunteers. What would we do without the volunteers? Our volunteers last year served 26,606 hours to the city. That's almost 27,000 hours in fiscal year 2011. That's equivalent to 12.8 full-time employees and a cost savings to the taxpayers of $538,000. In addition, we have a special thanks to all of our board and commission members. In December, we had our board and commission volunteer banquet. And this was an opportunity that we have to thank everyone that has so diligently served the city. In addition to that, we awarded 2 recipients our 2 top awards in the city. First being Volunteer of the Year, and second being the Richard Huff Excellence in Community Service Award. Our Volunteer of the Year award was awarded to Jennifer Carnell. Congratulations, Jennifer, and thank you for all of your contributions. And our Richard Huff Award, that was awarded to Larry and Galen Beckham. This is the first time that we had awarded a couple, and a very, very deserving couple at that. Their contributions to the city are very, very much appreciated. The council was also presented with some great statistics. Our neighborhood outreach efforts are at an all-time high, and we're showing some great results. Our code enforcement compliance rate soared. Out of 12,669 violations, we had a 92% compliance rate. Way to go, citizens. Outstanding job. You make us look a lot better in our community. In addition to that, we also had adopt-a-thons. And we worked really hard with the animal shelter to increase adoptions to 58%, and our impounds decreased to 28.4%. Our community events are a very important part of Rowlett. This season, we held a pet adopt-a-thon, and we also held a low-cost vaccination and microchip clinic held at the animal shelter. Both events were very, very successful. And to wrap up the year, we had a very important announcement. DART came back to us and told us that they're going to begin service in December 2012. We are so excited. Our citizens have paid into DART Light Rail for over the past 27 years. In addition to that, our big story for this year is the grand opening of the President George Bush Turnpike that opened on December 21st. This is something that we've waited an extremely long time for, 45 years to be exact, and the Rowlett citizens are extraordinarily excited about this project. In closing, I wanted to thank you for joining me today. Rowlett is definitely on the move. Our future is bright, and it's an honor to be serving as your mayor. I'm so proud to be serving with this council, proud to be serving with such a great city staff, and most importantly, proud to be serving with such a great group of citizens. For more information on how you can join us and be part of the team, go to our website at rowlett.com or watch us on our television network, RTN 16. God bless you, and God bless the city of Rowlett.